Good morning, gorgeous souls. Hope you're having a great day and jumping in with today's live video on how we create an emotion. This is a big one. I remember years ago just thinking that my emotions just happened to me. They arose from within. I had absolutely no power, no control over them, and often felt like an absolute autumn leaf getting blown about in the wind, just with everything that was kind of like going on in my world, and felt very reactional to things happening. Hey, Julie, great to have you on, darling. And say hi, whoever's jumping on here as well. I always love to see who's on here. So I really honestly felt like autumn leaf getting blown about in the wind, feeling completely reactional. You know, if people around me, if things around me were good, I felt good. If not, I felt really low, and I felt powerless to actually be able to change that. So I just wanted to break down the 4 ways, there's kind of 4 ways that we create an emotion. This will bring awareness, and you only need to change one of these things to be able to change your emotional state. So this is a really powerful way that we can become clearer and more aware of what it is that we're actually doing that is creating the emotion that we're experiencing internally, as well as giving you the power then to also change that emotional state. So one of the first things that creates our emotional state is our focus. What are we actually thinking about? What are we focusing on at this particular moment? Are we focusing on things that feel good in our life? Are we focusing on what we're grateful for, or what we're excited about, or what we appreciate, or what it is that we're creating? Or are we focused on perhaps a thing in the past that's happened that we feel powerless to change? Are we focusing on what could go wrong, on what we're worried about, on our fears, or perhaps on other people or what they're doing or how they're behaving? And again, things that are perhaps out of our control. So we were focused on things that either feel good, that's creating a healthy emotional state, or a powerful up-leveling or uplifting emotional state, or are we focused on the things that are actually creating fears, worries, and concerns? A lot of anxiety is we're focused on future things, so things that haven't even happened yet that we're worried about that could happen. Depression is often focusing on things in the past that we feel out of control about, or that we're unable to obviously change because it is in the past. Hey Yvonne, great to have you on here, darling. So again, that is the number one, the first thing. None of these are in particular order. Like I said, you only need to change one of these 3 or 4 things. I'll get to what I mean by the 3 or 4 things. You only need to change one of those things to be able to change your emotional state. Now, the second thing is, yes, there might be an event, so the event is happening, but the biggest thing around this is, what are you making this event mean? Often somebody might, be upset or angry, and we can make that mean, my gosh, they're having a hard day, they might need some support or compassion, or we can make that mean, oh my God, I'm the worst person in the world, I made them feel like that, or feel attacked or defensive or reactive towards that particular person. So again, there's always, what we're focusing on, but secondly, what is the meaning that I'm making around that particular event? We might be running late, and as opposed to, make that mean, oh my God, I'm always late, I'm just a terrible person, or like making it really, really personal about ourselves. Hey Maria, great to have you on. Or we could be like, oh my gosh, I'm so pleased that I actually took the time to have that call, with my mum or my dad or my loved one, and really took the time out to be present with them, and that's okay. Or to get the things done that I felt like I really needed to get done. So again, what meaning are you creating? Is the meaning empowering you, or is the meaning disempowering you? And quite often we do this really unconsciously. It happens in a nanosecond, where our subconscious, if you're not consciously creating meaning or consciously questioning, what am I making this mean, then you will feel out of control with your emotional state, simply because the subconscious goes back to a time in the past that was a similar experience and goes, oh yes, this is what that this is what that meant back then. And we drag that meaning, and sometimes that can mean that we feel unlovable, or we don't feel valued, or we don't feel enough. We drag that meaning from the past and replicate it again in this current moment, even though that might not be true. So that is the second thing that we do. The third thing is, what is the internal dialogue? What are we saying to ourselves? And that's where, along with that meaning as well. So what we're focusing on, what we're making it mean, and what are we saying to ourselves about that particular event? So what is the internal dialogue? And obviously, what are we making it mean, and what is our internal dialogue? Can be similar things, and that's why I was saying, it can be 3 or 4 things. But it's really, what are you saying to yourself at that time? What are the words that you're saying? What are you hearing other people say? Oh my gosh, other people will be judging me. Other people will think I'm bad. Other people will think I'm wrong. So again, like, we can use really disempowering stuff. Or if you're wanting to create a positive emotion, you might be hearing people celebrate you. You might be hearing people say, oh my gosh, I love you so much, or I care about you so much, or oh my gosh, you just did such a wonderful job at that particular thing. And again, so if you're looking to create a positive meaning or a positive emotion, you want to be focusing on a positive and empowering meaning. My gosh, this difficult experience or this challenge is really going to help me grow. And then hear yourself dialoguing with yourself, supporting yourself, encouraging yourself. That was a huge turnaround for me, just even in physical exercise, where I used to beat myself up and, oh my God, I'm no good at this, I'm not fit enough, the internal dialogue. And again, that's that mindset that just made me feel defeated and beat, and that I really had to push myself as a place of kind of like self-punishment rather than self-love, of exercising and moving my body, because it made me feel really great, it empowered me, it made me feel strong. And the words of encouragement of, I've got this, I can do this, all of those things. So again, just be really mindful of your internal dialogue and what you imagine others to be saying about you, or what you think that they're, again, it's our visualization, our imagination is a very, very powerful tool, and we can use it to empower ourselves, or we can use it to really debilitate ourselves and hold ourselves back. And the fourth one is your physiology, how you hold your body. I could ask anybody on here or watching the replay, what does a depressed person look like, or how do they walk? And what does a confident person look like, or how do they walk? And anybody could describe both of those attributes perfectly, and it would be the same answer regardless of whether I asked 100 different people what that answer was. This is because our physiology has a universal language, and we have muscle memory within our body. When we're feeling really tired, when we're feeling really exhausted, often our physiology is that of a depressed person. Hey Tisha, great to have you on, darling. It's often, we're tired, we're kind of, hunched over, the shoulders are rounded, we're shallow breathing, we're, not feeling that great within ourselves, we're physically tired. All those things send cues and actually create a biochemical response within your body. You lift your sternum, just literally 1 centimeter or 2 centimeters, like 1 inch. If you lift your sternum, you would be amazed at the next level of confidence that you actually feel. You go from here to just here. It is a huge, huge shift that happens physiologically, but also biochemically within the body. And again, if you think that your thoughts and your feelings are not driving your biochemical state, you are absolutely wrong. That's why stress obviously has such an impact on our body. When we're worrying about things, our cortisol levels go up, our hormone levels change, all of those things get impacted, our serotonin, dopamine, all of those things get impacted by literally what we're visualizing, what we're seeing within our mind, or what we're hearing, through our inner dialogue, or what we're imagining that we're hearing others say to us, or the meaning that we're creating. And there were some studies done on this, just even to demonstrate. There was blood taken, and samples of testosterone levels were taken for a football team, both sides of the football team, before they played. And what they actually found was the winning team actually had higher testosterone levels. It was obviously a men's football team. Hey CJ, great to have you on, darling. That the team that won actually had higher testosterone levels than before the game, and the team that lost had lower testosterone levels than when they started. So that's really evident that our thoughts literally affect our biochemical processes internally, and that's where our physiology. When you just remember, if you feel like you can't change your focus or you can't change the meaning that you're making, just literally changing or moving your body in a powerful way, walking more powerfully, standing taller will absolutely impact the way that you feel. And when you handle one of those things, that often starts to break the pattern of the emotional state that we're actually in. But often our emotions are habitual as well. So you will notice that you will quite often go into the same emotional state day by day. So if you're wanting to change your emotional state, you have to decide, how do I want to feel today? And again, there's a certain level of acceptance, of accepting where we're currently at. Because if that doesn't happen, now you're trying to push against yourself. And often our emotions are also there to tell us, important messages of where we're currently at, or, what is currently not serving us in our life. So they're important things to take awareness of, or to be aware of, but also feeling the acceptance, not beating yourself up for feeling that particular way, but being gentle, kind, and loving. And thinking about, becoming more consciously aware, what do I focus on every single day? Do I focus on things that feel good, or what I'm wanting to create in my life? Or am I focused on everything that could go wrong, everything that is going wrong? And do I stack those emotionally for myself as well? It's a huge shift and change to be able to change these things. So really quickly, once again, it's focus. What am I focusing on? What am I making this event mean? Or what am I making this situation mean? What do I say to myself about that? Or what do I imagine that other people would be saying about me? Again, they're all our own thoughts. And number 4 is our physiology. How am I standing? How am I utilizing my body? Remembering that our body muscles have muscle memory. And so when we sit a particular way, it will trigger a particular emotional state. And often when I've done this with people, to really get clear, when they intensify a particular emotional state, there's often another thing that they do, like, they might move their hand or put their hand in a particular way on their body. And that acts as a deep anchor that re-triggers the body into that biochemical reaction and the emotional state that floods the body as well. So really, really powerful to change how we're feeling, or to be more consciously aware of what we're focusing on day to day, in order to experience the emotions and to generate greater happiness and well-being and health in your life. So have an amazing day. If that's been helpful for you, you may also wish to jump into my Thrive Overcome Burnout free community Facebook group, and you may also wish to book a call to see if and how I may be able to help you if you're experiencing constant exhaustion, fatigue, not feeling great within yourself, low self-esteem. There's a whole plethora of things that can go on with all of that. Quite often people overgive as a way of compensating for their need or for their value, or needing to be needed, is what I was going to say. And feeling overly responsible, meaning we can often feel like, oh my gosh, if things go wrong, it's all my fault. And a lot of those patterns actually play out, and unless we actually know how to move through and shift those beliefs and patterns, we stay stuck within that story, and we keep recreating these same habitual disempowering emotions that will not allow you to move forward and to create the life that you truly deserve and that you truly can have. So lots of love to you. If you resonate with that, please reach out, send me a PM, and we'll book a call and see if and how I can help you move forward through that, and really reclaim your health, reclaim your energy, reclaim your inner power, and get back to absolutely loving you and creating what it is that you want in your life. Have an amazing day. Bye for now.